अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन। आज का हमारा टॉपिक जो है वो टैक्स ऑन सेल्स एंड परचेजेस है। तो हम देखेंगे कि बैक एंड पे जाके परचेजेस और सेल्स के ऊपर जो टैक्स की कन्फिग्रेशन रिक्वायर्ड है उनमें किन स्टेप्स के ऊपर हमें करनी है, और उसको बाद उसको इंटीग्रेट करेंगे हम अपने जीएल अकाउंट्स के साथ, ताकि हमारी जो पोस्टिंग्स हैं वो जनरल लेजर में अपडेट हो सकें। सो बैक एंड पे जाने के लिए फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी विल टाइप एसपीआरओ। I think system is slow. Okay, then SAP reference IMG. अच्छा, इसमें then we will go to financial accounting. Financial accounting global settings. So here we have tax on sales and purchases. So we will follow this path and we will come on tax and sale purchases area. We will select from the drop down. Okay, under the heading of tax and sale purchases, we can see we have three different steps which we need to configure. First one is basic settings, second one is calculation, third one is posting. So it is evident from the names कि हमें पहले स्टेप में बेसिक सेटिंग्स करनी होंगी। सेकंड स्टेप कैलकुलेशन में जाके हमें वो रूल्स डिफाइन करने होंगे जो कि सिस्टम में बैक एंड ये डिसाइड करेंगे कि कैसे कैलकुलेशन होगी, रेट्स वगैरह जिसमें हमें असाइन करेंगे। और थर्ड पोस्टिंग्स में हम जीएल अकाउंट्स के साथ इसको इंटीग्रेट करेंगे, ताकि जो एंड रिजल्ट हमारा जनरल लेजर के ऊपर उसका इम्पैक्ट जाना है वो उसको कन्फिगर कर सके। सो विल स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट स्टेप, बेसिक सेटिंग्स. We will select from the drop down, or the first thing is check calculation procedure. So this is our first step. We will execute this entry. We will click on this clock. Okay. So we can see three different activities: access sequences, define condition types, and define procedures. If I go on the first one and click, this one is obsolete. एंड यहाँ पे सिस्टम ने बैकएंड में जो हमारे लिए एक कंडीशन एक्सेस सीक्वेंस डिफाइन किया हुआ है टैक्स के लिए, वो है MWST. ये देखें, वी कैन सी फ्रॉम हेयर MWST इज द टैक्स क्लासिफिकेशन कोड. तो यही हमने यूज करना है जब हम अपना कंडीशन टाइप्स डिफाइन करेंगे. कंडीशन टाइप्स में हम जाते हैं. So we will create condition types both for output or input tax. So we will click first on new entries and we will give first condition type code. Condition type output VAT PX01. Okay. Then here, as I just mentioned a minute ago, access sequence, हमारा जो text classification के लिए access sequence code है वो है MWST. हम वो लेंगे. Then we will configure the control data area. कंट्रोल डाटा में सबसे पहले कंडीशन क्लास को हमें कॉन्फ़िगर करना है. We will click on this window and we will select taxes. See, there are a number of options which are available here. We can say discount or surcharge, prices, expense reimbursement. But as we are doing configuration for taxes, so we will go with this one, D, in condition class area. Then calculation type. So we will select from the window. We will go with the percentage. Here it's first one, A. So for example, we will mention like in UAE we have 5%. So that's why we have mentioned percentage in calculation type. If we have any amount, then we can select accordingly from the window, like quantity or volume or anything, whatever the calculation type defined by the tax authorities, we will pick accordingly. Then condition category, from here D, tax. That's the most relevant one हमारे लिए इस एरिया में. So we will select this one. The rest of the details we will leave this as for now. Later on जब हम एक detailed इनके ऊपर areas पे काम करेंगे, we will do that working also if necessary. So now we will save this. So it says an entry already exists with the same key. I'll change the code VO. This one is also already taken. output VAT condition type. So the entry is saved. Now I'll go back and we will create a input VAT condition type. So input VAT condition type code, we'll put the description here, then our company's name, again access sequence. The code for tax is MWST. We will pick from here. Okay, in control data we will choose the same details both for input or output because they both are taxes. हम एक tax की configuration कर रहे हैं, so the data remains same. From the window we will pick D, taxes, then calculation type we will choose from here percentage, and then condition type we will choose from here tax. Okay, and we will save this entry. So data is saved. I just want to show when I'm going to share the notes, I also maintained this and the notes as well, path, all the details which are necessary for configuring these things. I have mentioned it here. Okay, so you can see, you can follow these steps also, and you can see these ones. Okay, next up, now the third one is define procedures. Now we will configure this procedure area. We will click on new entries. We will give the code first. It's tax procedure, and tax, we'll mention the description here, TX01. Okay, first we will, okay, I think I have already used this code. And we will save this one. Okay, now we will go on control data. Control data means whatever procedure we have named right now in the first step, now we have to mention, or we have to create a data accordingly. I'll select this entry and I'll click on control. Here you can see different columns. We will configure these columns as per our need. We will click on new entry. Here we will we will mention step 10. Here we will mention MWST, sorry, SB. Then this is our base procedure basically. And here we will mention condition type we configured recently, input VAT, condition type, input VAT, from where we are calculating condition type from the base conditions here, 10. So we will mention 10 here, and in the key we will use, we will mention VST. It's not mentioned here in this one. Just a second. Okay. So I'm picking up the right thing. Okay. So VST is the defined key by the system for input VAT. Now we will configure output VAT 30. Code, we will go output VAT, condition type, output VAT. Again, the base is what we configured recently, and the key for output VAT is MWS. MWS and VST are both keys are defined by the system. We cannot configure it from our end. This is a predefined thing. So we will save this one. Okay, you can see the system also picks up some data, VASB and other things. So the data is saved. I'll go back. One more step. So now we have configured both these steps. This one is already defined. We don't need to do anything in this step. We define condition types both for input and output, and we define procedures. In procedures, we define the control data, how we will calculate from input and output text from the base thing. Now we will assign country to calculation procedure. So we will execute this entry. We will position AE. So this is our text procedure, XPRC. Okay, the first one we mentioned. I'll choose this one and I'll click on save. So for the basic settings, for the first step, we perform these two we perform configuration for these two steps. We check the calculation procedure and then we assign country region to calculation procedure. Then we will go on the calculation area. So first I will click on this one, define tax code for sales and purchases. So I'll execute this one. So here in the first step, it asks us about the country. We will choose this one. Okay, tax code. For example, for output VAT, we have two different, in UAE, we have two different calculations, 0% and 5%. So we will create code both for 0% output VAT and 5% output VAT. Same, we will create two different codes for both 0% input VAT and 5% input VAT. So first of all, I'll create 0% output VAT. So zero output, this is the key I will give to 0% output VAT. I'll click on this one, 0% VAT EX01, and then text type, this is output VAT. We will select from here, from this window, second. Okay, here you can see we have to assign tax percentage. Okay, well, first of all, if we look at this page, maintain tax code or tax rates, we have three different things: properties, tax accounts, and deactivate line. Tax accounts, we will configure this area also in the calculation step. This will help us to update our entries or records in the general ledger. So first of all, we are doing this one. We will mention 5%. Okay. Here you can also see the condition types, BASB. If you remember, we just configured the control data in the text procedure. These are the things coming from that area: BASB, input VAT, condition type, and output VAT condition type. Yes, Zahid. Zahid.
Mr. Zahid, you want to say something or you want to ask something, please?
हम यहाँ पे 0% आउटपुट वैट कॉन्फ़िगर कर
हाँ.
रहे हैं, लेकिन नीचे हमने 5% लिखा है.
Sorry, I just mentioned it wrong. It's 0%. Okay. So I'll save this one. Condition amount contains invalid characters. Okay, sorry. Okay. Now we will create condition code for 5% output VAT. 50. I'll mention the description here. Text type, we will choose if whether it is output text or input text. So first A code is for output text. We will select this one, and then again here we have to mention the percentage. This time it is 5%, and we will save this. Okay. And now we will create 0% and 5% for input VAT. So first of all, 0 I reflects input VAT. We will press enter and then mention the description here. Input VAT 0%, and then name of our company and text type, so we can identify which classification we are using. It's input VAT. We will select this one. Now we will mention the tax rate in this input tax area. So we will mention 0 and we will save this one. Again, now we will create tax code for 5%. 5I again reflects input VAT. We will mention the description here. 5% EX01. Text type helps us to identify which one it is. It's input again, and now we will mention here 5%. Okay, we are leaving output VAT because we are configuring now for input VAT only. We will click on, not need to mention percentage. We will click on save. So we have already mentioned tax code both for sales, which is output VAT 5% and 0%, and for purchases we have created two tax codes for input 5% and 0%. In the next step, we will assign company code to document date for tax determination. Basically, we assign company code here so we can calculate the tax on the basis of the document date we are mentioning in the system. So we'll execute this entry. The data is logged. Somebody has logged this data. We will remove it. 12. So many logs. Okay, now we'll go back and see. Now we can assign. Okay, now we can assign this one. Company code DX01. Okay, the thing I want to emphasize here, it's up to the company policy how they want to determine the tax. If they want to determine tax with the document date, then we need to check this box. If they don't want to determine with the document date, then we don't need to check this box. For example, in today's scenario, if we say we want to determine the tax with the document date, then I'll check this box and click on save. Okay. So we have to do these two steps. Then we will go on posting. Now we have to define the tax accounts in our chart of accounts. Then we have to assign country or region and tax code to GL accounts. Okay. So we will we'll go to our chart of accounts and see if we have already configured any accounts for them. Input VAT is our current tax. So we can see if we have 5% input VAT. So we will create one more for 0%. First I'll change this one, input VAT 5%. Input VAT 5% on bottles. On input tax is allowed. Sort key is 001. Yeah. Okay. I'll copy this one and create a GL account for 0% also. And the rest of the data under control tab, balances in local currency, only input tax allowed, and sort key and field status variant. This will remain same. So I'll save this one. And yes, Ayat?
We select currency as PKR. It should be AED.
PKR. Yes, good. Display balances in local currency is not defined for foreign currency. Which company are we using? The problem here is we have to change the company code. I didn't notice, sorry. DX01. Okay. So current assets, short-term liabilities. Here we have to configure, sorry. Okay, short-term liabilities. That 5%. Change control data. Balances tax category. We will choose here 5% input VAT for DX01 and posting sort key 001 posting date. These are all same. Save this one. Now again we will copy and create for 0%. Control data. We will choose input VAT 0% for DX01. Again, sort key and field status group will remain same. Let's save this one. So we created two GL accounts for input VAT and for output VAT. current. Okay, there was a mistake I did earlier. I mentioned the wrong names under short-term liabilities. So I've changed it to output VAT, 5% and for 0%. I apologize for this mistake. So under current assets, now we will create tax accounts for input VAT. We will copy this one. We will change the number for GL account. Here we'll change the short-term text and GL account long text. Input VAT 0%. Okay. Balances in local currency and tax category. Here we will assign accordingly now. What is our this one? This one is 0%, right? So we will choose 50. So it's 0% for output, right? Okay. So we'll choose this one accordingly and then save. Again, we will create for 5% now. We will copy and change the GL name 5% here and then text control data. We have to change the text category. We'll change. So we are creating 5% output VAT. I'll pick accordingly output VAT 5% DX01 sort key and field status group will remain same. So we will save this on. So now we have created 4 accounts, 2 for current assets with the name of input VAT 0% and 5% and 2 for output VAT short-term liabilities. Now in the next step, we will assign country, region and tax code to GL accounts. Yes, Ahit?
नॉर्मली क्या होता है कि जो 0% इनपुट एंड आउटपुट वैट है उसमें कोई वैल्यू नहीं होती,
जी
लेकिन यहाँ पे हम जनरेट कर रहे हैं। इसका क्या पर्पस है?
हम मेंटेन करना चाह रहे हैं लेटर ऑन अगर हमें फॉर एग्जांपल रिपोर्ट सेक्शन में देखना हो कि हमने 0% पे क्या क्या चीजें परचेज की हैं, कौन सी आइटम्स हैं जो 0% कैटेगरी में फॉल कर रहे हैं, हम वो चीज ट्रैक डाउन करने के लिए डिफरेंट अकाउंट्स मेंटेन कर रहे हैं।
तो वो चीज हमारी सेल रिपोर्ट में नहीं आएगी
सेल
रादर
रिपोर्ट में
देन
भी
ये?
सेल रिपोर्ट में भी तो हमें ये मेंशन करना होगा ना कि 0% है। तो 0% अगर हमें मेंशन करना है तो उसके लिए एक जीएल अकाउंट भी मेंटेन करना चाहिए ताकि हम ये असाइन कर सकें कि 0% है। आई आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि उसके लिए कोई वैल्यू 0% में टैक्स की नहीं आएगी, लेकिन हम उसको ट्रैक डाउन करने के लिए एक कोड तो असाइन करना है ना। 0% टैक्स कोड है, अगर हम कोड असाइन कर रहे हैं तो वी ऑल्सो नीड टू मेंशन द टैक्स अकाउंट। इफ यू रिमेंबर हियर इन द पोस्टिंग इन द कैलकुलेशन एरिया we were mentioning our I'll go here and show you. For example, 5% input VAT. You know this tax accounts area. This is input VAT. This is the percentage. If I choose 5 input VAT 0. See, it's a 0% again, but we have to maintain a tax account for this one. We have to mention a tax account. Right now there is no GL account mentioned here, but we have to mention it. ताकि लेटर ऑन हम ये भी आइडेंटिफाई कर सकें कि कौन से आइटम्स हमारे 0% पे आ रहे हैं। ओके,
यस, गॉट इट।
चलें, टैक्स अकाउंट्स डिफाइंड, देन इन द नेक्स्ट स्टेप असाइन country, region and tax code to GL accounts. We will click on this one. So the first of all we have to select our chart of account, COAX. So this is our chart of account. We will select this entry. Now we will go on GL account, tax code and country. We will assign this one. So we will first click on GL account. Let me open the GL accounts. Okay, we have 106 for 0%. 106, it's COAX. Country, we will mention this one. And 106 is 0%. Okay. So we will mention the tax code here 0I. Now we will mention 107 AI 5 input VAT. Okay. Now we will assign to output VAT accounts 401 AE 401 is 5%, 50, and 402 AE. This one is 0% output. 0 output. Okay, we will save this one. I want to show you one thing. जब हम कैलकुलेशन स्टेप परफॉर्म कर रहे थे और हमने टैक्स कोड फॉर सेल्स एंड परचेजेस डिफाइन किए हैं, तो वहां पे मैंने आपको एक पॉइंट बताया था कि टैक्स अकाउंट्स जो हैं वो उनके साथ अभी लिंक नहीं है. तो वी विल जस्ट गो एंड सी के वो अब यहाँ पे आए हैं या नहीं. तो आउटपुट वैट के लिए हम अपना कोड लेते हैं एंड यहाँ पे देखें आप 0% हमारे पास आउटपुट वैट है. टैक्स अकाउंट वी विल मेंशन द चार्ट ऑफ अकाउंट्स. इट्स नॉट मेंशन्ड हियर. इट मींस कि हमने कोई गलती की है. हमारा जीएल अकाउंट प्रॉपर्ली अभी तक हमारी टैक्स कोड जो है जो की हमने डिफाइन किया है उसके साथ असाइन नहीं हुआ. वी विल चेक दिस वन. 50 अभी भी नहीं हुआ. मींस हमसे कोई मिस्टेक हुई है अभी करते हुए, जिसको वी विल गो एंड सी कि वो क्या है. Define tax accounts and assign contribution to GL accounts. Position COAX 106 GL account 0I 07. Okay. ओके, एज वी नोटिस्ड कि हमारे जीएल अकाउंट्स अभी प्रॉपरली असाइन नहीं हुए. द रीजन इज कि हमने अभी एक स्टेप यहाँ पे मिस किया है. दैट्स द पोस्टिंग की स्टेप. सो वीएसटी एंड एमडब्ल्यूएस हमने अभी जैसे बात की थी कि सिस्टम ने ये डिफाइन किए हुए हैं दो स्टेप्स, दो कीज जो है आउटपुट इनपुट वैट के लिए. तो हमने उनकी अगेंस्ट जाके रूल्स और अकाउंट्स को असाइन करना है. तो वी विल फर्स्ट गो विद VST, that is for input VAT. We will click on this one. As we can see from here, VST is for input VAT. That's the transaction, and then debit, credit, and here we can see from the description it is input VAT. We will select this entry and we'll define the rules here. Here we have to mention our chart of accounts first in the position area, COAX. Tax code. So now we will check both these boxes, tax code and country region. We'll save this entry. Now we will select this and accounts here. 50 country region AE, and our chart of accounts for this one we will again check and see. 106 for 0%. 5I, sorry 0I.
हमने एक 50 सेलेक्ट किया.
हाँ 50
ये
आउटपुट वैट का. हाँ
0I होना चाहिए.
5% 401. यस
ये
ओके
50 नहीं होगा ना, 50 होगा फिर.
यस थैंक यू.
VST उसका इनपुट का है या आउटपुट का है?
5I
5I.
yes
Good.
and 0I country region, and this one is 106. Okay, now we will save this one. Now we will go and select MWS for output VAT. Click on rules, then chart of accounts, COAX. Tax code, we will check this box. We will check country region, save this entry, then we will select and mention the accounts. We will click on new entries. It's 50 AE, and the account for 5% is 401, and sorry Z0O AE 402. Okay, we save this one. Now we will go back and see if we have assigned correctly. Financial accounting, global settings, calculation. We will execute this one. Mention country region. So now you can see we have a GL account here, 401. Okay. Now we will check for 402. Okay. So I'll show you here again our accounts from the chart of accounts. 402, 0%, 402, and 0% output VAT. So now you can see that GL accounts are assigned to these tax keys. Same we will check for 5% input VAT. This tax account is 107. Okay, GL account is assigned properly, and 0%. So 0% tax account, we will mention the chart of accounts, is 106. Our GL accounts are assigned properly, and now our we have already also assigned a country region to tax code and GL accounts. The backend configuration is completed for the tax on sales and purchases.